morning. I have so much to get done today, but I also have some new fun things to share with you guys and things that I am doing today that I thought you guys might be curious about, so I figured I would take you along with me. I already opened my computer and saw messages that I'm overwhelmed. I should make a to-do list. Let's do that. Okay, it's a miracle. I thought this first task of the day was gonna take me like an hour and it took me like 10 minutes. So today's going great. I feel like I have so much more space in my brain. I definitely started this video out on a very scattered note, but that was a very time sensitive, urgent task. I had to get a video done and send it to the brand for approval. But now that's done. It's all in their hands now. I can actually start my day. Okay, next on the to-do list, actually, now that I have more time, next on the to-do list is I am at my parents' house in San Diego, and there's a couple new coffee shops in the area that like I really want to try. And since I have time and one of the new ones is on the way to where I'm going, we're gonna try a new coffee shop. But after that, next on the to-do list is I have a hair, what's it called? Hair tissue mineral analysis test that I am doing, because what I have been learning in my skin healing journey that I've been on is, you know what? The human body is very complex, and I know that I knew this, but I was not taking a complex enough approach to healing my health and healing my skin with all the things that I was trying to do by myself. Like, I was basically just trying a lot of different diets. And in this case, a diet would have been a band-aid. Y'all know how I feel about band-aids. I was accidentally falling into that trap. But in working with Krista, one of the big things that I learned is that for most people with skin issues, eczema, atopic dermatitis, etc., there is a severe depletion of minerals due to probably some other factor and other things that are happening in the body. But like, whatever underlying issue is causing the skin issues, it's also depleting minerals like crazy. And so one of the big blocks that I worked on with Krista is getting my minerals to a healthy place, and that just means extra electrolyte supplementation essentially. But like, stress of any kind severely depletes minerals, particularly magnesium and potassium, and it's so hard to get your body to a healthy place when you are mineral deficient, because minerals are required for like every reaction in the human body. It's kind of like, this is a little bit of a weird analogy, but hang in there with me. When you reverse diet, a lot of people lose weight when they reverse diet because they were so nutrient depleted that their bodies were just not functioning properly. Like, their bodies were just storing fat and like hunkering down because of the stress that their bodies were in. And so when they start eating more and more and more food, the different biological processes that the body is supposed to be doing suddenly can start happening. And so in that way, they speed up their metabolism because they're giving their bodies the fuel that their bodies need to do all these processes. And at least in my brain, minerals are kind of the same. If you are mineral depleted, your body isn't going to be able to do the things that it needs to do to get you out of the hole that it is buried in. And so once you can build up your mineral stores, your body's gonna be functioning better and better and better and better, and it can start doing all the other processes that it needs to do to get your health to a better place. So unfortunately, I did not do a hair tissue mineral analysis. I always think I'm gonna mix those words up. HTMA, hair tissue mineral analysis. Yeah, I didn't do one of those when I started working with Krista, because she's very much about minimizing testing. So I don't have my mineral levels from before I started aggressively supplementing with electrolytes, but I am gonna go get that done today because I am still dealing with skin issues. Like, I worked with her for about 6 months and I think I'm in a better place now, but the fact that I can't say, oh yeah, I'm definitely in a better place now, you know, makes me think that there's still some work to do. There is clearly still some work to do. Like, my skin is not 100% right now. And so I figured it was a good time to just get an assessment of where I'm at. But first, coffee. Also, side note, I low-key cut my hair last night. like myself at home. Just needed some more of these like face framing layers going on here. They were getting way too long. That was my goal, just trim little face framing layers. Then I had the scissors in my hand, so it's like, we're gonna keep cutting. I didn't do like a full haircut. I basically just like did a little bit here and then I just trimmed the little ends. Oh great, I just completely messed this up. I have to go out in public. Oh no, where is that? I think we are experiencing the rise of chaos, Marissa. Welcome. It's gonna be a good time. Anyway, I do think I'm going to try to actually give myself like an actual haircut, because a good curly hairstylist in LA is like $300. It's absurd. I'm gonna save that though for a different video. I'll put it in my next glow up series video. Fingers crossed it goes well. Anywho, let's get some coffee. This is quite possibly the most decadent mocha I've ever had in my life. Yes, I do. I have my results in like 2 weeks. I'm very excited to see where my minerals are at. The cool thing about an HTMA test is that it's not just like the levels of minerals that are interesting, it's how much you can learn about the different ratios of different minerals and what that tells you about the function of so many different things in your body. Like it can tell you if you are a fast oxidizer or a slow oxidizer. It can tell you about your hormone balance. It can tell you about your adrenal health. So I'll keep you guys updated on what the results say. But because minerals are so critical, I have of course been chugging my Element. Now, electrolytes are not the only minerals. They are very, very key minerals. So supplementation can have a really big impact on your health and the function of your body, especially if you're someone who cooks a lot from home because you prefer to eat generally healthier. You're probably not putting as much sodium in your food as your body might actually need. Like it's very easy to accidentally not be consuming enough sodium when you are prioritizing like healthy eating. And especially if you live in a hot environment where you're sweating more or you're training a lot, those things can also decrease your sodium levels significantly. So supplementing with Element can be very, very helpful. I brought a bunch of little packets of Element with me down to San Diego so that I would have some. These are great little travel size packets. Element is a 0 sugar electrolyte drink mix that gives you a meaningful dose of electrolytes in every packet. You get 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And it's formulated for anyone who's on a mission to restore their health through hydration. I usually go with the unflavored version because the ingredients are literally just sodium, magnesium, and potassium. It doesn't really get any cleaner than that. But they did also just come out with a limited edition lemonade salt for summer, which is just like the perfect little summer flavor to complement your hiking days, your beach days, your outdoor activities that are going to make you sweatier because it's hotter because it's summer. You can just mix it straight with your water to get a little lemonade, but you can also mix it with some iced tea to get a little Arnold Palmer. I used to have a really hard time saying Arnold Palmer. The fact that I can actually say that out loud without tripping over my tongue is an accomplishment. But anyway, the lemonade flavor is limited edition, so if you want it, make sure you get it ASAP. But regardless, if you want to check out Element, you can go to drinklmnt.com/fitandnerdy to get yourself a free 8-count sample pack of their most popular flavors. It can help you sample some of the best flavors, find your favorite, or also you'll just end up with some extra packets like this that are really easy to take on the go, on your hikes, on your beach days, etc. So check that out, link down below. Okay, next interesting thing to share is on the recommendation of Krista, I ended up doing a myotoxin test. So essentially test for mold, because even though I don't really have any of the symptoms of mold toxicity beyond like apparent skin issues, she said that based off of the very slow rate that I have been healing, she would not be at all surprised if I did
have mold. And so I literally just got my results back like yesterday, so this hasn't been interpreted by anyone yet, so I don't actually really know what any of this means, but I am definitely moldy. So I have 3 strains that are really, really high, 4 strains that are moderate. And again, not sure what that means. Like, I don't know how common these strains are. I don't know if most people are really high in dihydrocytionin. Weirdly, the mold that I am testing highest for primarily occurs through consumption of corn and corn-based products, which you guys know my diet. I don't consume a lot of corn or corn-based products. I don't eat a lot of processed foods, so I'm not really getting a lot of like corn byproducts that would be in a lot of foods. So that's weird. But again, who knows? Maybe it's extremely common. Maybe there's some other place that I could be getting exposed. I don't know. And I'll circle back to this once I get someone to give me some actual information about what all of this means. But I wanted to share this specifically because it just ties into what I was saying earlier about how I was taking a very like one-dimensional approach to my skin, thinking like, oh, I just need to do some diet and that will help my body heal in the way that it needs to heal. But I think my skin issues, my health issues are much more complicated than just need to tweak my diet a little bit. Like, from everything I've heard, everything I know, detoxing mold is like a big undertaking. And so I've realized that like my skin issues are much more multifaceted. I probably do have to work on some amount of mold detox. I'm sure the prolonged use of topical steroids, as well as having been on hormonal birth control for years, just put extra stress on my body's detox systems and just gave my body more that it needs to detox from. And then that combined with some very high stress life situations and the adrenal impact of being on a corticosteroid for 8 years, I'm sure my adrenals need a lot more support than simply changing my diet would give it. But I think this is also just important to highlight that if you are dealing with any sort of chronic health issue, it may not be as simple as just go paleo, just do the carnivore diet, just cut out lectins. And on that note, I'm gonna continue rambling about this because actually I think this is a very important point. If you are using a diet to heal your body, the goal should be to not have to follow that diet for the rest of your life. Obviously, if you have some underlying incurable condition or some genetic thing that means that you can't actually shift that, maybe you are gonna have to make some permanent changes. But for a lot of people, if your body cannot tolerate anything other than meat, that doesn't mean that the healthiest thing for you long term is to go fully carnivore. It may be smart to do it short term to help your body heal, but the goal should be to get your body to a healthy enough place where it can digest vegetables and maybe even grains. Like, if you feel a ton better on the carnivore diet, that's just indicative that your health is not in a good enough place to tolerate the foods that you should be able to tolerate. Like, humans are omnivores. You should be able to tolerate most foods. Granted, in modern day, most foods are different from how they were 100 years ago. So if you can't tolerate everything, like, that might just be the fact of modern food supply. But for the most part, most of these dietary protocols should be used as healing protocols, not as long-term health management protocols. Because if you're just using a diet in order to not encounter symptoms, then that's a band-aid. You're not healing the underlying issue. I'll end the rant there, but hopefully you guys get the point. And just to clarify, I am very pro-carnivore diet in certain circumstances and when used appropriately. Back to the mold thing, if anyone knows a lot about mold and stuff and you saw my test, you're like, Marissa, I know XYZ, please share in the comments, because I know like a thing or two about mold, but I don't know more than a thing or two about mold. I haven't done like a deep dive yet, and there's clearly so much to learn and understand. Like, I'm learning the fact that because it was a urine test, it could be indicative of the fact that like that is what my body is excreting and not necessarily what is in my body. And so there's all sorts of things. So if anyone knows anything, let me know. So we've talked about mold, we've talked about minerals, and now it's time to talk about bacteria and the skin microbiome. The last thing that I wanted to share with you guys is very, very exciting, but also trying to keep it like super low-key because I really don't know how this is going to go, but I am in the process of attempting to create a skincare line. It shall be called SymbiōSkin, and I am partnering with a doctor to do this. So it's going to be scientifically backed and also wellness girly approved, best of both worlds. And the goal with the skincare line is to support the skin's natural microbiome and the skin barrier, because just as your gut has a microbiome with a bunch of helpful little gut bugs in there keeping your gut health regulated, your skin also has a microbiome. Your skin is home to hundreds of millions, billions of different bacteria that live at different depths within the surface of your skin, different bacteria that accomplish different things. Like, a lot of skincare is marketed to try to accomplish things that a lot of good bacteria naturally do for your skin. And so if you can just support your healthy skin biome, your skin can thrive naturally in the way that it's supposed to. There's like a lot of really cool research coming out about the skin microbiome and healthy strains of bacteria that live on the skin, and applications of topical application of healthy strains of bacteria for your skin. Like, this is very cool stuff. So I don't want to say too much more right now, but I am working on formulation as we speak. This is the second iteration of testing out different ingredients and stuff. The first one was just a little bit too sticky. And so I am trying to keep this low-key, but I do want you guys to participate if you want as beta testers. Once I get to a formulation that I really like, that I'm really happy with, that the doctor really likes, that she's really happy with, which ingredient is this? How much do I need? Then I want to do like a soft launch, beta launch, and release everything at a much lower cost and let people test out the product, get some feedback before I do an official like big launch that will be less low-key, hopefully. So if you guys want to participate in that, you can get on the waitlist. I will link that down below. It's also in the bio of the SymbiōSkin Instagram, which is We Are SymbiōSkin. Told you guys a while ago that I've been wanting to start something new. I did briefly think about the idea of dabbling in matcha, but with the matcha shortage, probably not the best time to get into the business. And then I found this idea and I fell in love with it. Obviously, I've had my own share of skin issues over the years, and so this is a project that is near and dear to my heart, but also something that I think has real potential to like really change people's lives, change people's skin. Like, I know for some people it probably, like, skincare sounds kind of vain, but like, if you've watched me on my journey, you'll know that Clio is supposed to be a sanitary environment. You'll know just how much, for some people, improving your skin can change your life. So as I go through this process of creating a skincare line and hopefully starting a skincare company, let me know what kind of stuff you guys want to see in this regard. If you want more like information about the skin microbiome, because oh my goodness, it's fascinating. Or if you want to see this behind the scenes stuff of me hand filling 15 capsules so that I can try a couple and give a couple to some friends and just see how it goes. Or if there's any other part of the process that you guys want to see or information that you want, let me know. And here we have formulation trial number 2. Fingers crossed it's less sticky than trial number 1. I think I'm gonna test this out for myself tonight after I shower, and then we'll go from there. If this works, I'm gonna be able to start adding in some more like fun Marissa ingredients, and that's really what I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna see a couple friends tonight, so I just made them little SymbiōSkin goodie bags with 2 samples each, just to get some feedback, test it out on other people's skin, make sure that, you know, it works for a lot of people. And I think that is all that I have to share with you guys for now. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up here. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that I covered in this video. Do make sure you check out Element, link in the description box below, and make sure you check out SymbiōSkin, link in the description box below. Well, there's not much to check out. Just sign up for the waitlist if you're interested. Give us a follow on Instagram
if you're interested. If you liked the video, please do give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, your fitness buddies. If you want to see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye!